and with 2 hours of Blitz on Lichess. It can be a 3+0 rated or casual challenge. Up to you guys, whatever you want to do. We have over 50 challenges. Wow, big turnout already. Let's do this. We played before, Yule. Good luck to you. Hello to our viewers on both platforms, Twitch and YouTube. Hopefully Yule's there. If not, we'll just go on to the next game because we got a lot of them. All right, we'll abort this one. Let's keep going. Remedy, you're up, 2139. Thank you, Sean Potzer, for subbing to the Lichess channel. Really appreciate it. Hello, hello. Action-packed weekend in chess, right? A lot of stuff going on. There's the AIM Chess tournament, the preliminaries. There's the U.S. Championship. The World Junior Championships going on as well. I was checking out those games a little bit earlier today. Trying to stay on top of all the developments in the chess world. Okay, let's go e6. I like to play for d5 pretty early in this setup. There is some interesting stuff that can happen here, but I feel pretty good so far. Greetings, Potless Flower. Also, Nature, Lopare. Hello, hello. Thanks to everyone involved in the Lichess broadcast on the team who makes this happen every week. Okay, now I think I had a game where White actually played this move here, which is a surprising piece sacrifice, but not so easy for Black to meet. I think as played here, I should be good, especially when White takes back, because now White's going to lose a pawn. And I don't think they're going to get much compensation for it. Chess Optics says, this is amazing. Oh, great. Well, hey, glad you appreciate it. This is a weekly event, generally. And there are other streamers involved in Lichess plays. Lichess was even doing some coverage of the Chess 960 World Championship qualifier recently. Eric Rosen was covering that on the Lichess page, which was great to see. Congrats to Lichess for being the platform for U.S. Championship. Fantastic coverage. Yeah, that's really cool in nature, isn't it? You can see, like, when they're conducting the analysis, like Christian Carilla at the big board, that they're using Lichess. Like, they're conducting all the analysis on Lichess. It's pretty awesome. Let's go c4 here. I'm already up a pawn. I'm thinking put the bishop on c5. I have this feeling that White wants to play king f2 and connect the rooks. So I'm trying to play against that. What's up, Belgian Novice? Hey, Belgian. Belgian's a longtime viewer of my channel. Always great to see you, Belgian. Hope you've had a good weekend. And on YouTube, hello, Prignan. Also, Indre. John Stevenson, hello. Frequent viewer as well. Riemann, also another loyal viewer. Mateo. Did you guys see that Gukesh beat Magnus in the AIM Chess tournament a couple hours ago? Apparently, he's the youngest player to beat Magnus since Magnus has been world champion. 16 in some months, years old. Pretty cool. It is a rapid game. It is a little less prestigious than a classical game, of course, but, you know, any win against the world champion in any reasonable time format, possibly even unreasonable time formats, is something to be celebrated. So congrats to him. Indian chess is in very good hands. I mean, I'm really curious what some of these top Indian junior players are going to do in the coming years, because they are just absolute forces to be reckoned with already. It's unbelievable. Okay, I see an interesting idea here, guys. Can I play c3? And on take, knight takes, knight b4, rook b2, knight d3, forking the rooks. I just got to solve what to do after this. It might not work, because king c6, there's rook b1. That's a long calculation, I know. I think White gets out of this, though. That's a shame, because this is very close to working. Very, very close to working. I have maybe bishop a3 somewhere. Could I do this? Here, bishop a3? Then knight takes d5. I take c1. There's knight b6. Okay, I don't think it works, so I'm going to go here. I hate to do this, though. I really would have preferred to land that shot, but I can't let my clock get too low here. Now let's go here. I'm going to double the rooks. so I can free up my knight. I could have played knight d5 as well because of that fork possibility, but that's okay. All right, so my opponent's trying to force this through. Not sure how good this is. I think they're kind of playing for the clock at this point, so I'm going to try to stay on the ball. Okay. I lost a pawn back, but that's okay. Still up a pawn. Ooh, can I pin white? Let's go here. Oh, there's my fork. I finally landed the fork. Awesome. Still not going to be super easy to win. At least yet. I'm going to have to work a little bit. But now I've got the time advantage on my side, too. Should be a pretty clear win, though, at this stage. On the board. Let's go for a check here. I'm just going to try to force white back a little bit. Stretch white's defenses. Yeah, this should be the way to do it. Go after the B pawn. Okay, my opponent's very fast. All right, GG. Let's check real quick if that works. Thanks for the game remedy. I so wanted to play it. You know when you have that calculation moment where you see something that looks gorgeous, it looks super tempting, but you just can't get it to work. Those are tough. You gotta have the psychological discipline to move on to another line. Yeah, so right here. And the engine does agree, even though I've only let this think for a couple seconds, grind it out for a couple seconds, working through the variations. Rest assured, these engines are so strong that I think this does fall short, at least the way I want to play it. Knight takes c3. So the main thing I was looking at was this. It's kind of a cool way to attack the rook, force here, and then the fork. I saw all the way here, but white has this move, I think. That's the only move, but it's a good one. Connects the rooks together. And then white's winning because there's a mate threat here. So good thing I didn't go for this. Looks like maybe I could play this if I do something different. I did look at bishop a3. I just didn't quite buy this line. Yeah, and then I saw this followed by knight b6. The engine suggesting play for this endgame, which I can't say I was strongly considering, but apparently this endgame is very good for me. Probably because the king can start walking in. My pawns are a little bit better placed. So, yeah, thanks for the game remedy. Again, this is a possible variation, but you might want to look into this piece sacrifice. So there is a line like this. I had this in a Title Tuesday game on chess.com a few months ago. Thanks again. Good first game there. Okay, Chess Dragon, you're up. Good luck to you. Hello, Ilya on YouTube. Ilya says, I've been watching your recorded streams lately while writing my PhD thesis. Oh, that's quite the undertaking. These are very helpful to calm my mind down. Thank you for doing these. Keep it up. Hey, thank you. And good luck with your thesis. All right, Chess Dragon's not there, so we're going to keep going. A Wevy. Let's play e4. Okay, e4, e5. Let's do it. I have a feeling we're going to see Stafford. I just get the staff. I knew it. I knew it. It's probably not too surprising when you're playing online, but even at the higher rating levels, people are doing. Okay, now this is my anti-Stafford weapon. I suggest you guys look into this. This is already a bad move for black. Already a losing move, in fact. Queen e2. You can catch the gambiteer. You can turn the gambit around on them. So the best option for black here would be knight takes e5 and then to take on e4, but I think white's still better even there. Okay, queen e7. So black might be able to mitigate some of this damage. They're going to have to play d6 and play down a pawn. There was a game in the U.S. Championship kind of like this between Fabiano as white and Awander Liang. So d6, let me just think. I can play bishop e5 or knight c3 here. I think I'm actually going to play knight c3. I think this is a little more ambitious in this exact position. Trying to go knight d5. Hello, Bakuz. Greetings to one of our mods. Bakuz in the chat. Akash says, Heathen John always declining the Stafford. Yeah. I usually don't like taking the Stafford. The proffered pawn. Hello, Basid as well. Also, Edward Reynolds. Just catching up on the YouTube chat here. All right, queen d7, already very awkward. e6 is tempting. Bishop f4 looks very good. I think bishop f4. Right, prepare e6. Knight takes c7. We're in business here. What's up, Lord Hugsy? How is the new place? It's good. I've got a lot of boxes still to get through. I'm going to try to get to that tonight. Yeah, e6 looks pretty brute force here. Hard to argue with that one. I think castles is also very good. Line up with the queen. That probably wins material. So kind of take your pick here. It's dealer's choice. Let's go e6. Open this. Did you guys see that game also in the U.S. Championship? Dominguez versus Mora Diabati. It was a disaster for Elshan Mora Diabati, unfortunately for him. He lost on the black side of the Petrov in 10 moves due to a pretty cool little opening sequence, I got to say. It wasn't like super obvious, but Dominguez knew his stuff, and he knew how to punish it. You guys can find that game on Lichess. Once again, that's the official broadcast. Queen e7. Okay, so this pawn's hanging. I also kind of like getting the knight out at some point, but black is still covering that square. Could play b4 at any point here. I think I might do that. There's also checks here. I think b4 looks pretty good, though. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. You can go to d8. I forgot that that square was available. Okay. Might be time to take this pawn, huh? Let's do it. Awkward move for black. So at least now, with this bishop in the way of the rook and the knight, it's going to be harder for black to win the material back. There, I can check here. That seems pretty decent. Let's do it. King f8 likely coming. But I have bishop d6. Just got to watch both these points. Those are both under attack. Yeah, I think bishop d6. Come with check. King g8, I take the rook. Bishop e7. Just deciding if I want to allow this. How big of a deal that is. I think let's just take. Probably castle now. It looks fine. I'm not going to sweat the c3 pawn, just so long as black doesn't take it with check. Hello, West of Wapaton. Good to see you in the chat. Seen the YouTube video yet, John? Asks Hacklar. Which YouTube video? Let's go here. Hit the rook. Oh, yeah, you're asking about that one. Yes. Your traditional question every week. No, I have not seen it yet. About the good, the bad, and the ugly orchestral performance. All right, I'm looking for a mate here. Let's give it a check. Still looking for a mate. Probably should avoid flagging. F4 on the way. Completely winning position, but again, let's not lose on time. This bishop's trapped now. If he goes here, I take. I'm trying to land my knight on d5 mainly. Ooh, and I get to do it. We're not even going to take that. We're just going to do this. Thank you, LDS Awesome, for the raid. Appreciate it. 4 viewers. We're just going to batter our way through here, guys. Lining up the final assault. This should take care of business. No stalemate. Black has some pawns over here to tap into. There we go. All right. Thank you for the game of Wavy. Yeah, so if you guys are looking for an anti-Stafford weapon, I would recommend looking into D4. I'm trying to tell more people about it. I mentioned it on my own stream. I'm not going to say it's the strongest way to play against the Stafford. That's definitely to take it. But if you take, you got to play into all the Stafford prep, and you have to know what you're doing because there are a lot of traps. Even though objectively this should be winning for white, there's a lot of traps that you got to navigate. If you want a simple game that black has a chance to like blunder back at you very frequently, actually, go ahead and play D4. It's a good move. Yeah, so Queen E2, Queen E7 is interesting. Yeah, Bishop B5 rated a little higher by the engine. I wonder how black should react to this. Definitely not Queen D6, because that turned out to be kind of awkward for black's king and queen. So it looks like Queen D8 is the move. Take, Bishop F5, trying to win this back. Maybe black stands a chance of winning this pawn back, although even then white has the bishop pair. So, okay. Noted. Bishop B5, better option here. Bishop D7. Oh, Bishop G5. So this is already winning for white. All right, I'm going to have to remember this sequence. This looks very confusing with this knight under attack multiple times, but probably kind of similar. I bet knight D5, the strength of knight D5 in this line, makes this decisive. Okay, thanks for the game, Wavy. We're still over 50 challenges. Love it. Hello, Riemann. Good luck to Riemann. This is our 5th game. Let's play D4. Oh, that was you, Indre? You were Chess Dragon? Yeah, you must have been AFK. Yeah, sorry about that. If someone's not here in a timely fashion, we do have to go on to the next game. So, Riemann. Unfortunately, buddy, we're going to have to move on here. Again, you can always re-challenge. Oh, Nature, look at it. We're getting all the regulars here. Good luck, Nature. I know you're here. You're up, Nature. There we go. Okay, I think last time someone asked me to play a Scandinavian with knight f6, so I'm going to try to do that. Scandi with knight f6. Let's play it in like slightly unsound fashion. Knight takes d5 is best move, but let's go c6. Let's insist on gambiting a pawn. John, are you also in on the duck chess hype? I have not played duck chess. I've seen some people streaming it. I have not looked into the rules, really. All I know is the duck can be used as a blocker and that you basically make like 2 moves in one. But I have not looked into anything beyond that or the strategy. I wonder if Lichess will have duck chess at some point. That would be cool. Let's go bishop g4. Now, if h3, I can play h5. Should I do this? This is unsound. This is definitely unsound in this iteration. Nah, we're going to play bishop g4. It's a little too much to go bishop pawn h5 in that instance. I feel like I might have played something similar against Nature before. But Nature's doing a good job so far. Okay. Let's let's preserve the tension for a moment. I'm going to go queen a5. White's definitely better here. Was duck chess there for a while, or was it recently invented? I think it was recent. It's like a recent innovation. I think there was some sort of doctor who came up with it. Okay, b4, kind of aggressive, although I'm going to target e3. Also, white has to watch e4. Really got to watch that square. Position's sharpening up a little bit. Ooh, Nature, that's a pawn with check, and I'm going to hit you with e4 next. Beware. A ductor? Yes, a ductor. A ductor of the finest caliber. I think white can get out of this, but Nature has to be accurate here. Possibly this wasn't even the best move. Actually, this move might have been interesting. Although I think white could have dodged the problems on that one too. Oh, very nice progress at Lash. Says, hey, John, I started watching your videos years ago, learned all the basics, practiced tactics. Now I can defeat 2000s from time to time playing Blitz. Very cool. Yeah, good move, Nature. Queen D2, exactly what I was thinking. Using a counterattack. Okay, I think I have to trade. And then, do I take or push the pawn to E3? Pushing to E3 is kind of tempting. I think I'm going to do that. I have an idea. Respect to Nature for switching off or muting John's stream. Yeah, I think Nature does that. That's very commendable. I agree. Okay, here's my trap. It's another fork idea, guys. Rook takes E3, knight takes C2. Hit both these points. I think Nature's going to see it, so I would expect the rook to move elsewhere, maybe back to F1. And then do I take... I'm noticing I also have this idea, although there's C3 in reply. This could get complicated, which might benefit me in a mutual time pressure situation. I also might throw this pawn up the board soon. So I think White's in trouble. Yeah, it does that, but this doesn't feel quite right. Don't have a fork yet. Let's just bring this in. That might have been not the most accurate move on my part, but okay. Let's do this. I wanna keep this pawn. We're gonna cement that pawn. Can I take here? I think I actually can. Because if take here, rook d1 is decisive, right? And if rook takes e2, then knight g3. Now there is knight b2. Probably I go here against that. Yeah, let's go there. Take. Maybe White will succeed in winning that pawn. Yep, by this. But I think the endgame now is going to be a win for me. Yeah, White's going to get pinned. John, can I try to play a Caro-Kann? Yes, I can play a Caro-Kann at some point. Absolutely. Let's give it check. Check. We'll keep this real simple. Just check. I won't look for anything fancy here. Just trade the rooks. Take this one. Push. Push, push, push. No stalemates. Always watching the stalemates. Nature's trying to get rid of all those pawns. There we go. All right. Thanks for the game, Nature. So, key moment, I think, when you push b4. I think that was a clear mistake. You're probably still doing pretty well right around here. I think queen e2 or queen e1 are going to be the moves in this position. Let's check. Yup, queen e1 plus 4. Look at that. That's an aggressive evaluation. But I believe it. I'm down a pawn here. Even though it's opposite side castling, I don't really see the attack developing for me. Even after b5, or knight a4 rather, you might still be doing reasonably okay. And you, to your credit, you found queen d2. That was a really nice move. Probably one of the only defenses here. Everything else looks a little sketchy. Maybe you can go here as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think probably around here you have to be pretty accurate. Knight b3. Apparently this whole operation I did is pretty strong. Kind of makes sense because the tactics do seem to be working. Again, if take here, I was going to take here with the fork. And there's also b5 lingering in the air too, so tough for White. All right, thanks, Nature. Appreciate it. I'm glad Nature did not call and that you were AFK like some other earlier challengers. All right, Dion Harmsa. Let's play knight f3 on move 1. Good luck to you. Hello, Zachary, as well. Yes, hope you're having a good Sunday, too. D5. All right, let's play a little bit of a gambit here. What do they call this gambit? I get this in the Scandinavian sometimes. I'm forgetting the name of the gambit itself. Suffice it to say it's not very good, but you see it every once in a while. Let's go bishop c4. So black just gave the pawn back right away. Playing pretty sensible moves, I'd say. Okay. I'm not going to trade queens. We're going to avoid this for now. Ooh, never play f6, as Ben Feingold says. In this case, I concur, because this is going to be hard for black to recover from. This is checkmate already. Knight controls d6. So black had to play king d7 here. It's not pretty, but I don't see an immediate mate at that point. So only way to keep the game going, since on check you can block here. That's a good advertisement for black's Ben Feingold's rule for black. Never play f6. Yeah. What's the name of this gambit again? Let's see. Tennyson Gambit. Tennyson Gambit. Okay. Lots of good options for black against this. You could develop and defend the pawn. E5, also a good option. Absolutely. So, yeah, you were doing fine up until the moment of disaster, f6. Thanks for the game. Okay. Chica Nuck. Good luck to you. You have the white pieces. Fire when ready. All right. Let's play knight f6 here. I'm feeling like something, I don't know, something g6 related, white playing London system. I feel like I get this set up quite a bit in Lichess plays. Like I usually try to go for this whole thing, where later you try to load up for e5. So we'll see if I get a chance to do that. Castle. If you guys have any questions, by the way, I'm happy to field questions on both Twitch and YouTube. I can't claim I can answer everything. Sometimes improvement-related questions especially just require more reflection. Can't be easily answered in a sentence or two, but that's part of the fun of Lichess plays. You guys get a chance to, if you want to ask questions or talk about chess improvement, I'm happy to help. Lopare immediately coming in with the hard-hitting questions. Should I take here or go knight h5? Close call. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna dare white to take the pawn. When do I put out my pumpkin? I don't have a pumpkin currently, but I should put it out soon. I should get one and put it out. Now let's just go rook e8 here. Ooh, okay, f4. Similarly, I'm a little skeptical of this move. Just a bit skeptical. Because, okay, let me get this right. I can play my knight somewhere, like knight d7, bishop takes, and then here. That looks pretty good. Knight d5 or something too might be playable. That's a really vicious move, knight d5. Is that good? That might be decent too. I'm going to play it. Looks interesting. You guys know the drill in Lichess plays. If something looks interesting, we just play it. I think I might see a remedy for white against this move, but it's going to be complicated. Let's do it. Question: if you were in a car traveling at the speed of light and then turned on your headlights, would it do anything? I'm going to defer that to someone else in the audience to answer. What openings would I recommend for black against d4/knight f3 for a player who loves the Portuguese variation of the center counter? I love giving up a pawn or two for piece activity, and I feel like white can decline the Benko. Just reading your question. What open d4 knight f3 for a player who loves the Portuguese variation of the center counter? Yeah, that's tough. That's kind of like fitting a square peg into a round hole. If they're playing that way, it's just going to be different than what you can expect from the Scandinavian. Knight f3 especially is like very solid. I see you're maybe considering the Benko. I know as a Benko player, like when I started playing Benko regularly, a lot of higher rated players began opening with knight f3 against me to decline it, basically. Ooh, is this even good for me? I don't know. This is getting weird, guys. I got to be careful, too. So I would say you're just going to have to think about those lines independently. Knight f3, yeah. Or king f3, rather. I don't know, because I got to watch the move. All right, I'm going to take the bishop. I got to watch the move g3. I have this in mind as a reply, but this can get kind of funky. This could get weird. Okay, good. I know we have some smart people in the chat, so I'm glad you guys fielded that question. I check here or go here? If I check here, I think white may actually be able to take the knight, as wild as that looks. So I'm actually going to check here. The nice thing about having multiple pieces under attack is that your opponent can only take them one move at a time. So 3 pieces now available for capturing, but we're going to trust that this turns out well. Okay. What now? G5, rook d8. I feel like a rook d8 move is going to be pretty good here. Let's go with that one. Oftentimes, you don't want to play check moves. If I check there was g5, but this move builds the pressure, I might be threatening rook takes e4, or especially rook takes d2 and queen here. So I feel, okay, queen f3, pretty good defense. I feel like white is dangerously close to being busted here. But again, I still got to get this right. G5 now, maybe. G5, yeah, let's go G5. If king e3, queen here, that should win. This is going to get mated, I think. Queen h6. And then queen f6. I was looking for the mate in 1. Yeah, queen f6. Probably white's king is just too exposed in this line. But I am kind of curious if this is like remotely playable for white. Looks good for black. Ooh, knight h5, best move. I did think about moves other than king takes g7, but not knight h5. The backward knight move, classic difficult move to spot. And that's strong because if I play knight h5, I guess I'm threatening like queen g3 or queen f4 with the knight coming into one of those squares as well. Possibly even coupled with rook takes e4. So does it approve of knight d5? No. Likes knight d7. Knight d7 was my first instinct here. But knight d5 looks so cool, I couldn't resist. But I actually did think white moving the knight f3, covering this square, attacking the knight here, reinforcing e5. I did think that that was probably best. So some interesting tactics. And even this, apparently not best. I should actually delay that decision. What about as played? Is bishop g4 the move? Bishop g4 is good. King takes f4. Yeah, this is instructive. Okay, I talk about this concept with my students a lot. So rook a d8, best move. Now, how did I surmise that this was the best move? From experience, I know that if you check the opponent's king just blindly in these situations, it usually doesn't work out the way that you want it to. Like, it seems black should keep the momentum going, keep chasing white with checks. But remember, a check is not that different from any other chess move. It's a check is one of the most overrated chess moves. Because once you've reached a certain level, you know your opponents are also looking at the checks. And although it narrows the amount of legal replies from the opponent, there's nothing else inherently special about a check. So you shouldn't ever check blindly when you're trying to attack. Sometimes the most unpleasant moves for your opponent are when you build the attack. So rook a d8, just letting white's king kind of flap in the wind here. Pin the knight. That increases the pressure on e4 as well, because we're threatening stuff like this, and then queen takes e4. Highly, highly unpleasant move to face. And I'm pleased to see, for me, that that's the best move in the position. Anything else apparently gives white an advantage. Yeah, and here, ooh, g5 is not the best move. Oh, I missed something here. King e3? I thought this was going to win material because of queen f2, take, rook takes d2. White can actually play king e2. I missed king e2. And then it's unclear. Unclear. And white might even be better. So that was white's narrow path to escape here. So not quite a perfectly executed attack by me. Queen h2, queen g1. Let's say queen g1, which would stop this. That does look a lot better. Still tricky, though. Queen e3. And then back to h1, no way. And then white can repeat. Then it might change its mind to queen h2. Still tricky, very tricky. I think an engine would win this for both sides against a human. All right, thank you for the game, Chica. Maybe think twice about taking that pawn on e5 that early. But yeah, thank you for the game. Really interesting one. Whoa, Leon Toluca. Have we played before? Apparently not. All right, 25-22. I got my work cut out for me. Let's do this. Let's bust out the Sicilian. All right, full focus. I can't let myself get down on the clock against the players this good. It's too rough. Classical Sicilian. What do you think is better for development, correspondence chess or online classical? Can I say neither? I'm honestly not a big fan of either for pure improvement. I would say whichever one is going to force you to think more and not use the engine. Okay, now here, let me think, because I can play knight d7 or I can play knight h7. Knight h7 might be the move. Let's do it. So I'm trying to pin this bishop and regain the pawn. This is a known idea in the Sicilian. Yeah, I'm just really not a fan of like daily correspondence, that chess for improvement for many reasons. I mean, for one thing, like even though online you can't use engine assistance in those games, a lot of correspondence, like traditional correspondence, you can use engines at this point. It's allowed. But again, not on Lichess or chess.com to my understanding. But most importantly, when you play those games, your thought process becomes naturally disconnected, right? Like you're having to reevaluate on every move. It's like this staccato sort of flow to the game. I don't think that's good for improvement. I just really don't. Okay, this is a really interesting position. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go for a discovery, maybe even e5. Knight f6 is obvious because you can't take the pawn, but I don't know that that's the best move. d5. I'm going to go d5. This is a little bit risky for me, but I'm going to play it. Whoa, knight takes. Really? Okay. I don't really buy this. I don't think this is a good idea for white. But you never know. Because I have knight f6 to cover. I think this is just a convenient move. Like now I'll play it. If take here, bishop h6. If the queen retreats like here, I might have bishop g4. I think this might run out of gas for white. Oh, Tucson is rooting for Leon in this game. That's okay, Tucson. I'll forgive you. Hello, Reed, by the way. Good to see you. John, from when you first started playing, how long did it take you to memorize the board? That's a good question. I wish I could go back and like accurately answer that. I don't know. Probably not the answer you want to hear, but I couldn't quite tell you. Probably fairly quickly, like maybe even before my first tournament. Like I pretty much knew the notation, but I spent a lot of time playing before my first tournament too. Okay, now I'm just going to look to swap here. Hit this, hit this. That should probably do it. Yep, take this with check. White's bailing, which is understandable. Again, I'm just looking for ways to simplify here. Let's bring this over. I don't want to hang that rook, so let's make sure we don't do that. I'm just going to trade queens now. Just a purely practical decision, guys. Again, not going to claim that this is the best move. Again, I can take c2, but let's just be sensible about winning a position like this. Go after the pawn. That pawn's a goner. And that's going to be it. A pawn rolling. All right. Thank you, Leon, for the game. So my opponent went kind of all out towards my king. I do think this move order, like f4 usually isn't played this early in the rouser. This is a good line for white. It's the main line against classical Sicilian. Typically, white plays queen d2 first, though. Typically, queen d2 first. So I don't think f4 immediately is like that great of an idea. That said, look at that. The engine hates g5, so it's suggesting I play in conventional fashion. Bishop e7, queen b6. Why does it hate this move so much? Bishop g3. I don't know. I felt like, although it looked a little weird, it was playable. Engine showing +1, +1.5 here. I believe it. It does look a little funky. Like maybe for a human, this is easier to play for black than the engine is giving me credit for. Yeah, knight takes d5 though, over pressing. I did think bishop b5 would be played. I think I was probably going to play king f8 here. Although then there's bishop c6. And if here now knight takes d5. Okay, with more pressure down the file here. So actually, concretely speaking, yeah, I might have been losing if bishop b5, or at least in a really tough position. Someone was asking, was move 31 rook e8 mate? 31 rook e8. Oh, for me. Yeah. That was a mating pattern. I should have played that move. Good call. Unstoppable mate on e1 coming soon. Yeah. I got to be honest, I wasn't thinking mate here. I was just thinking simplify and win the game. But yeah, that was definitely better. All right, thanks for the game, Leon. Good fight. Okay, Seamar's up next, 1682. You're having it too easy these past few weekends. I know. We haven't had a win from the chat recently, from the viewers. Okay, let's take here. I usually play this line against the QGD. Actually, I haven't seen this bishop e7 move in a long time, although that is a legit move for sure. Hello, Devil. Yes, I am accepting challenges. Feel free to send one. Let's go queen c2. We'll try to stop bishop f5. My username is Fins, F-I-N-S. So if you go to my profile, there should be a command on the Twitch chat as well. ! Challenge. Let me see if I can do it for you guys. There's a link that you can use to send me a challenge. Okay, c5. Definitely a legit move. Now, I think in these positions, like, it's probably best to take. I wonder if black's already doing pretty well here, though, because I know d4 might be on the way. I'm going to try to pin black if they play that move. Maybe I could have played knight takes d5, but I'm not sure. So we'll just play like this. Play against the IQP, the isolated pawn. I can call a friend of mine called Stockfish, and he can beat you. I would agree. I would have no chance against Stockfish. I don't even want to run the numbers of what my expected score against Stockfish in like a 100-game match would be. Hello, Handles. Yes, I am repping Minnesota today. Yeah. It's getting cold here, guys. It snowed like 2 days ago. Can't believe it. Mid-October, and it's snowing. Knight b4. All right, let's calculate. I take, you take. I take, you take. And then I could take you, but you take me. I can take on a7, you take me, I take you. But I'm a pawn. So I think I should take here. You got to work out these in-between move sequences, though, guys. Very important. Now I'm looking if I can be even a little more aggressive. Knight d6, knight c2, something like this. But I think black can work their way out of that. I don't quite buy that line. Unless there's a pin at the end. Nah. Let's just stick with our intended line. I'm going to go here. So I'm trying to play this desperado move, this last little chain in the sequence, link in the chain, to win a pawn. I wonder if queen takes c5 was better. Yeah, it crossed my mind, but I thought at minimum black could just take back with the queen. We'd have a trade. All right, so now I want to cover this square. Probably bishop d3. What's classic is when you calculate a sequence like this and you get to this point, you're all proud of yourself that you saw it, and then you realize you're like down a piece or something. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. Let's go bishop e5. I'm going to try to induce f6, because remember, never play f6. In which case, this knight might be a little stranded. I think I might actually be winning a piece already at that point. So king f8, okay. I could wreck my opponent's pawns. I think I'm going to do that, actually. I kind of like this. Take here, just to really emphasize how poor black's pawn structure is. Let's get my king up now. I'm okay with black having the file because there's no infiltration points as is. I'm also okay with this trade. Still no infiltration points. Same color bishops. Should be pretty good for me. Much better than opposite color bishops in terms of black's drawing chances. Okay, black's telegraphing the pass here. That might be a good move, though. I actually do like that idea from black. But let's take the file now. And then let's go here. I got to be a little cautious. Rook h2, I can go maybe king g3. Rook h3 is a little savvier. Hits my bishop. Let's go f3. We'll just play this close to the vest. I got to watch my time, though. These players are fast. They will punish you. Maybe rook h2 is a little more challenging going after the pawn. Ooh, offers a trade. All right. I think I got to take black up on this because I feel like this should be a technical win now. I am up a pawn. Let's push forward because I got the 2 versus 1. I'm ready to unload this at some point, right? So let's do that now. Let's take. Let's go f4. Let's go f5. Yeah, and now I have the beachhead, as they say. I've widened the beachhead, and I can make my way towards this pawn. Now I just got to get it done on the clock. Let's preserve both pawns. I want to get 2 queens. And then cage theory. Cage the opponent's king, and just ladder mate with the queens. All right. Thank you, Seymour, for the game. That was instructive. Yeah, towards the end, you got to try to avoid trades. So I think you were doing a pretty good job of mustering up counterplay. But probably rook h2 is the move here. White's better still, but I think you would do better to play this move to try to create annoying threats. Create some annoying threats and attempt to keep rooks on board, maybe even bishops if possible. Yeah, widen the beachhead. Yeah. Like it's a military operation. You're landing on the beach. You're trying to create space for your army to infiltrate and further the attack. That is, I think, a Mark Dvoretsky term, like Dvoretsky's endgame manuals. So that's what we're doing here with these moves. f4, f5. I want to gain access to the 5th rank here. Allow the king to come over and attack. So I'm looking for the trade. Yeah, and I didn't ultimately have to tap into these two, but if black had been stubborn, like, let's say black played b6 here, I probably would have done this now. Although there's a lot of winning approaches. I could even do here and then king g6, start flanking black. There's a lot of like military terms in chess, Many people would consider chess like a pure game mimicking military operations. So this flanking operation too, pretty common. All right. Thanks for the game. Yeah, so in the opening, you're probably doing all right. Oh, look at that. Queen takes c5 is the best move here. Did I miss something here? Oh, there's bishop d6. Oh, is that what you guys were saying? Okay, yeah, I didn't see the bishop d6 element of this. I thought this was just a trade, but I stopped here. But there's a lot of pieces on this diagonal. So that would win at least the exchange. Nice one. Instead, I went for this operation, which is still pretty good. Knight d6 is also playable here. Okay, interesting. I thought knight takes a7 was better. Did ultimately win a pawn, but yeah, that other line is even better. Thanks for the game, Seymour. Maybe you had a chance to play d4 somewhere. I wonder. Yeah, you could think about d4 like right here, right before I'm developed. I was probably going to play rook d1 in reply, but that would be typical if you have that isolated pawn. Try to offload it at some point. Okay, instructive game. Thank you. Gandalf's spear. Good luck to you. You have my axe. Let's play. I'm going to hate myself, but let's play a French defense. Let's play a French. I don't know why. This is the opening I hate the most for both colors, but I'm playing it for some reason. That's a pretty good option, a3. I usually think about playing a5 in reaction to this move because white is looking for a chance to play b4. So I think it does make sense. Let's go bishop d7 here. I would anticipate castles, yeah. Knight h6. Key moment, like does white take or not? Often a key question. White does. Okay, now I always think about this move. I feel like that's asking for trouble, though, because the queen can sometimes get trapped. So I'm just going to take back. John, is there a list of best chessable courses for intermediate players? The filtering system on Chessable isn't the very best. The ranges are too broad, mostly. I think there is a filter for that, but you probably looked through them already. I would maybe ask in the forums on there, Ministerial Blunders. Okay, so I've won a pawn. Also very likely to win this pawn, unless white goes here. But I'm happy with a queen trade too. So maybe bishop c5 even first. Although that allows... Yeah, that allows queen g3. Okay, I'll agree to the trade. I'll take you up on that. And then let's go here. Yeah, interesting, West. I like military history, personally. So yeah, I sometimes think about chess in terms of military strategy as well. I'm right there with you. Knight b5, I'm going to take here. And guard c7. White could play f4 in this position. That would be kind of an energetic move. Not sure how good it is, but it's playable. Because if I'm going to stop knight c7, I'd have to go bishop b8. It's probably not a big deal, though. It just like slightly disconnects my pieces for the time being. But yeah, I think it's fine. Have I read The Art of War? I have. It's been a while, but yes, I have. Okay, king e7. I'm just going to chill. Maybe rook c8 on the way. Hello, Liuho. Greetings. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, rook c8 maybe. Yeah, looks good. Let's do it. Can I play more unorthodox openings and uncommon lines? I can try. If you want to suggest some, feel free. I don't know how far out on the risk curve I'm going to go, but you can suggest some. Feel free. All right, back to d7. I might take this knight at some point. Okay, now finally I can start unwinding here. Rook c8. Ooh, Didn't see that pawn was hanging, but that's okay. That pawn wasn't the greatest anyways. Not sure I could have defended that regardless. Schliemann, Budapest Gambit. I can try those. Yep, if I remember. I'll let you know. Don't move until you see it. If I have any like book recommendations or anything. I was talking on my personal channel. Right now, I'm on like a maritime survival kick. I've been listening to these audiobooks about famous expeditions involving like ships getting mutinied or stranded places like the Antarctic. I just read a really long audiobook on the search for the Northwest Passage. It was kind of a slog, actually, much like the search for the Northwest Passage. The largely unsuccessful search for that mythical passage. But yeah, I've been reading some really interesting stuff with that genre in general right now. All right. Just putting the finishing touches on this game. Check. If king g2, I can go here, pick up the bishop. And we're going to see that. All right. Thank you, Gandalfs. Appreciate the game. So you created a few minor problems with the knight on b5, but I think my advantage is too great here. It's a pretty clean, yeah, like +2 or so. Maybe knight c7 is the best attempt. The engine's saying perhaps you're best off doing this. I would have thought bishop c6 here, but maybe there's some logistical problems to attacking a rook. Yeah, f5, and still slightly annoying because if I step this way, you're going to play rook takes f7. That said, I think the way that you played the opening was fine. This is probably a position you can find in the database. Some master games from here. Looks like black scores fairly well. Limited games, though. Only 14 games. Not a whole lot. And remember, when you're looking in the database on Lichess, which I do definitely recommend as a tool, click the tabs. You can check out individual players on Lichess. You can also look at the broad Lichess database. This is awesome. So in this case, my webcam's kind of blocking this, but there are 769 games that have reached this position on Lichess. You can filter for time controls as well and rating. So if you want to like throw out bullet games or something, that's all good. So it's often really interesting to compare the two, the Masters database and the Lichess database. You can see tendencies. If you want to see what players at your level do, again, you can just tweak it in the filter here. It's pretty cool. So maybe somewhere around here, Gandalf Spear. You could improve on your play. Thanks for the game. All right. Quetti, you're up next. 23-39. Let's play in English this time. Frozen Cloud asks, John, I was looking into responses against 1d4 that lead to more open games instead of closed positions. But is the England Gambit dubious? Yes, the England Gambit is pretty bad. I really can't recommend the England Gambit in any form, other than if you've lost a bet or something. It's pretty darn bad. It's a losing Gambit. Oh, this is Bullet? Oh, boy. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Bear with me, guys. I got to protect my bullet rating. Actually, this is casual, but still, we got to win this on principle. I'll just play it like I was berserking. No big deal. I berserk quite a bit on Lichess anyways. We're winning the night now. Pog. I was wondering why my opponent was playing so fast. But that was quite the surprise. Let's go here. Okay, should be a winning position. I'm crashing through now. Rook takes g7. Or, yeah, this is mate in 2. There we go. 19 seconds to spare. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. All right, thanks for the game, Quetti. Quetti might have just been challenging me. They might not know if I'm playing Lichess plays, but Do just remember, guys, to challenge 3+0. Okay. Jacques, good luck to you. I recognize your username. Are you in the chat somewhere? We haven't played before, but I do recognize your username. Okay. Let's play, I guess let's play in advance. I'll play my H4 line. I've had some crazy games with this line on Lichess plays. Oh yeah, I know my bullet, guys. I know my bullet. Bullet's probably the most common time control I play on Lichess. So take here. All right, so now I got to remember if black takes here, how I punish it. I think it's e6. I think it's pawn e6. But this is a pretty obvious move for black, right? Trying to go after the rook in the corner. You'd hate to have to bail out with queen c3. All right, we're going to see it. I think the move is e6 here, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to do it following our general philosophy on Lichess plays. I know I need to defend this pawn at some point, but I don't think I do it yet. Because I believe now if takes, then queen b3, and if takes, then I go here, threatening the rook, and most importantly, threatening mate. Ooh, f6. I don't think that should be good. Let's think. I have queen g6 check. But remember, we don't want to play checks just for the sake of playing checks. That's not a good enough reason. So I can play like bishop e3. Bishop f4 is the move I really want to play to cover this square, and then like check and play to smother the king. But if here, take, here. Actually, that probably still works. Okay, let's go bishop f4. Always play check, could be mate. Yeah, there's that famous saying that contradicts what I've been telling you guys. There's always some rule in chess that could be formulated another way or has some other like traditional piece of advice associated with it. Like never play f6. We were talking about that earlier. There's plenty of times where f6 is actually a good move. Potzer sees a check, Potzer plays a check. Yeah, right. Like that's contradicts always play check. It could be mate. Okay, I think on a practical level, this is pretty tough for black to play because this pawn on e6 has such a cramping effect. Very difficult. Still complicated, though. Still very complicated. All right, so I got to go here now. This is the main idea. When they take this rook, you swing over, you defend the knight, and you threaten this. And also, as an auxiliary idea, like if black plays b6 here, I would play my knight out, and then that queen would be trapped. Okay, so here, and now I was thinking take. Black doesn't have time to take here because thanks to my pawn, I'm threatening checkmate in 1. Pawn guarding f7. So I believe the only way for black to play here is to give a check and then win this pawn so the king can go here, but that would have been pretty disastrous for these. Yeah, and this is checkmate. Okay, thanks for the game, Jocks. Pretty interesting one. Again, this is all theoretical stuff. We even see a bunch of master games from this position. Highly interesting line. You guys can check it out. Yeah, usually black will play e6. Looks like queen a6 sometimes. Queen takes b2. Is e6 the move? It is indeed the move. All right. Still got it. e6. Yeah, so if here, then queen b3. Right. Similar operation to the game. And it gets weird. It gets weird, but this is apparently pretty good for white. If take, then we go knight f3. Okay, and use this square. That's pretty common with queen g6 coming as well. This is also good for white. So f6, actually the top move of the engine, has not been played in the Masters database, apparently. Has been played on Lichess 786 times. So I'm making a mental note of this. I did not play the best move here. I retreated my bishop. The computer says, no, don't waste time on that. Play knight f3. Give the bishop, and then just castle. Wow, the savagery. The savagery. We could go down the rabbit hole here, but I mean, this is some engine stuff. You got to be very well prepared to go into this. I didn't even think about not moving the bishop. I probably should have, but wasn't on my radar. Knight a6 is interesting here. That did cross my mind. Like knight a6 trying for knight b4 might be the best attempt for black. Let's see queen takes a1. Queen takes a1 here. Ah, this is still equal. Queen b6. Wow, queen b6. That's a tough move. But once you see it suggested, it makes perfect sense. Any Masters games here? No Masters games. 68 Lichess games. Queen b6 was played in 9 of them. That is a great defensive move. And then look at this. It's probably going to end in a draw. Queen c8, queen d8, queen b7. Because the point of queen b6 is that if I take here, I would lose the knight. With negative consequences for me. So look at that repetition. Check, queen d8, and then back. Best play for both sides. And this pawn has such a cramping effect, it's too risky for black to play for a win. Okay, weird. So fascinating variation. Thanks for the game, Jocks. We won't go further down the rabbit hole as much as I would like to, but let's keep it moving. Good luck, Tom. Tom 16. Hello, OB Arnold. Are you there, Tom? Guess not. Oh, I was about to abort. Will we get a game? E4. All right, so let's play Alekhine's defense. Alekhine's defense. I don't think this variation is very good, to be honest. This whole opening for black. It's been a line that's been hit kind of hard with recent engine analysis. It's playable. It's playable. Every reasonable opening is playable at the amateur level especially, but for engines, risky one. Any line where white gets to establish pawns in the center really early and aggressively, it's risky these days. Yes, it's a provocative opening for sure. You're encouraging white's pawns to come forward so you can try to attack them. Should I take that pawn on e5? Kind of want to. Let's do it. Let's take. Okay, because here I have queen takes d4 ideas, which I think I'm going to play right now. This exposes some serious weaknesses. And I'm going to do it before I take on e2, because I would actually like for white to take here, because I take this with check, and then we're going to scoop the rook. And voila, we're up a rook. All right. Knight c6. Mods on Lichess, you might want to monitor the Twitch chat for a minute. Let's take here. Rook d8 on the way. Problematic for white. Hello, Niall. Greetings, greetings. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, rook d8. I think white's going to go here with the queen to defend the bishop, but I'm just very happy about this position overall. Up a full rook. Oh, thank you, Osal Papa. Shout out to you, by the way. All right. Is this bait? I got to take the piece. I know you're going to try to take g7, but I got to take. We got to go for it. I don't believe it. King very safe here. I can maybe even castle by hand if I want. Bail out this direction. This is a good move just to kill off the counterplay. And there we go. Thank you, Tom, for the game. So, yep, just got overextended. Probably here, knight bd2 looked a little odd. I think I would have castled or maybe played c4. But this is a pretty good line, like how you played it. But just need to be a bit more compact. Yeah, and then a couple moves later, when all this occurred, I guess b3 is probably a fairly serious error. You can still take with the pawn here. D takes e5. Let's see what the engine thinks about that. Apparently pretty good, though, for black. Knight 6, d7. Oh, this knight, actually. Oh, interesting. Okay, to get maybe this one pointed at the pawn on e5 as well. That makes sense because a lot of times in this opening with the knight driven to b6, it actually doesn't stand very well. Its forward squares are all taken away. So this retreat here, looking for knight c6, pretty instructive. Pretty instructive. Yeah, I might have to take action into my own hands here. Yeah, we're just going to give someone in the chat a timeout. And I'll let the mods decide if they want to ban that person. All right. Thank you for the game, Tom. Get Hype is up next. 1696. Good luck to you. 3-0 challenge. We love to see it. No bullet games getting snuck in here. Yeah, sure thing, guys. No problem. All right. I think my opponent's probably not here. We'll keep going. Still 50-plus challenges. Wow. That flashed 107 challenges. That's crazy. Destroya, hey, good luck to you. I don't remember seeing that many challenges. So, wow. What are our numbers at right now? That's pretty wild. We don't even have that many people watching right now. Combined between Twitch and YouTube, under 500. Nothing crazy. Thanks to everyone watching, but that's a large amount of challenges for the viewers. Yeah, really high ratio, right? So, like a quarter of the people watching are challenging. That's great. Here we go. All right, mainline stuff. Let's see what Destroya knows about this line. I'll play bishop d3. I usually play bishop e2, but I think this is actually the better move. There's some really weird lines that can happen out of this, like really strange stuff. Yeah, knight d5. Now, do I go knight e4 or h4? I don't really remember. Which is probably why I shouldn't play this line. I think the move is knight e4, so I'm gonna play that. Knight takes f7, make it fun. The time for knight takes f7 was not that moment. Oh, thank you, B-Doggy. Yeah, we try to be laid back. I try to be educational. I can't help it. Like, I'm a chess teacher by profession. That's what I've been doing for 11, almost 12 years now. And I sometimes like go overboard, like explaining instructive points or, trying to point things out that I think are useful for people, but I can't help it. Like, for me, that's the reason I got into the game. I was just like endlessly fascinated by chess as a kid. And I was like the kid going to the library and like looking stuff up about the game. Well before like I knew resources existed on the chess on the internet about chess. So I'm sure many of you guys can relate to that. This game is awesome to me primarily because it's endlessly fascinating. There's always something to learn in chess. Even if you're not actually playing the game, like just appreciating games of the past or of the current generation, maybe studying an endgame, trying to even something as simple as figuring out how to win king and rook against king and like why you might need a waiting move at times in that ending. Those are like mini revelatory moments that add up to a lot of fascination over time. Is that a word? Revelatory? It sounds really cool. And I feel like it should be a form of the word revelation. I don't think I've ever used it in a sentence, though, so I feel proud. All right. So I'm up a pawn here, doing pretty well. I'm just thinking about the best way to increase my advantage. Let's go queen h5, threaten mate. New movie, The Revelatory, like The Revenant with DiCaprio. You're already writing a wiki entry on the word. Good. Love to hear it, Yuho. All right, let's go here. So I think for the moment, my attack is going to kind of stall out, but the position's still very, very good. This knight's coming to c5. Like, that's the one thing I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to grapple with. I mean, maybe we'll just play rook b1. It feels correct to take the file, so let's do it. I'm trying to avoid an opposite color bishop position. Knight c5, like take. Maybe I go here. Yeah, let's do this. Seems fine. Threaten checkmate. Oh, you guys wanted fried liver, huh? Yeah, Destroya didn't allow it. He knows better. He played the knight a5 variation. Okay, this trade I'm okay with because black structure is pretty wrecked here. This is looking rough from a structural point of view for black. This kills the liver? Yeah. The fried variety. Downton Abbey stuff? Yeah, Downton Abbey vocabulary. My mom watches that show. c4, block up the position. And just harvest the pawns now. Rook b5. I'll take here. Just got to constantly watch the back rank. I am wary of the fact that I have not moved any of these 3 pawns yet. Rook c8, I'll go rook c6. Okay, thank you, Destroya. Let's take a quick peek at the database here, because I'm not too familiar with these lines. Like I have a couple students who play this stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah, knight f3. I should know that. I've seen this line enough, like I should probably know that. Like knight e4 has been played, but knight f3, yeah. Because the point is now black can't play e4. Whereas in the line with bishop e2, which is kind of the older approach, bishop e2 like this, black can go e4 and the knight still has to like run around. There's been a lot of games played from this. I just find these lines like very convoluted. h4 is a move. Okay, so I wasn't misremembering that. But knight e4 is like not the most popular way to go here. It's been played, but probably not the best. Let's see what the engine wants you to do. Something f5 related. f5 or knight f4. Yeah, hitting this and this. There was a game in the U.S. Championship between Aronian and Hans in this line too recently, I think. I'm curious how that one went. We could actually check that real quick. So here, this gives me a good chance to showcase the broadcast feature on Lichess, right? So if you click watch and then broadcast, you can see all the tournaments that are being live broadcast on Lichess. And the interface, guys, I'm telling you, for like watching a big tournament, is just so smooth here. It's really, really something. So I can easily click between the rounds. Each round is a different chapter here. Just clicking in. I want to say like Hans versus Aronian was a few games, maybe like round 6. Just checking real quick. Nope. Round 8, maybe? It was a draw. Maybe it's further back. Round 4? Round 8. Okay, it was recent. Yeah, because we can just briefly compare that. Yes, this ended in a draw. So they played the same variation. Yeah. And Aronian did play knight f3. That's funny. I can remember this game and that it was this line, but I didn't remember that Aronian played knight f3. But anyways, this is a recent high-level game that ended in a draw in this line, if you want to compare it. Okay. Thanks again for the game, Destroya. And Chess Dude, you're up next, 2015. You violated the rule that it's better to be a high 1900 than a low 2000 player, but that's okay. You're working your way to 2100. I can respect it. All right, let's play h5. You guys want me to play crazier? I will try. You know what? I'll sack an exchange and a pawn. We're going to do it. White will take with the knight. I'm quite confident. No, white does not take. Really? Well, I mean, I got to take here if you're going to let me do that. Chess dude, my reputation as a vicious attacking player must precede me. you didn't want to. I was ready to sack the exchange for highly dubious compensation, but you didn't let me. Will you take this pawn? No, I don't think you're going to take this pawn. Oh, okay. Doesn't want the exchange, but wants the pawn on c5. All right. Let's go e6. Ready for bishop takes c5. Yeah, Simon Williams would approve. He would, using Harry. Okay, white's going to go queenside. I got you. I'm on to you. That's cool. I'm ready for queen a5 whenever you castle that way. There we go. This unpins, like maybe frees me up for knight g4 in the future, but mostly I'm just looking to put some pressure on the king. Yeah, let's put white to the test here a little bit. This is a pretty nasty forking square, right? Like white really can't prevent knight f2. When there's 3 major pieces within knight fork distance, that means if the knight fork lands, it's going to win something. Because even with the move, even if white moved one of the major pieces, the remaining 2 are going to get forked. So I think this is pretty strong. And if I were white, I'd be looking at ways to like really mix it up here. Like an e4 type move or something. Because I think you got to kind of go wild at this point. I don't think knight takes d5 is good. But maybe e4. And if white plays it, I might have to take anti-stream sniping measures of disguising my intentions. But we'll cross that road. Okay, white plays this move. Yeah, I don't think this is good because queen takes d5, bishop e6 is a pretty good response. And I'm not getting mated on d8, right? So I think this should be pretty much decisive. I still have knight f2, but this is even stronger. Coordinates, attack a2. Is England just England spelled wrong, or was it some GM's name? Yeah, England is a person. E-N-G-L-U-N-D. I'm pretty sure England is an actual person. But feel free to Google that. I'd actually be curious myself. Fritz England. Interesting. Is that like a German player? All right, thank you, Chess Dude, for the game. Yeah, obviously unsound sacrifice here. I have had a game go like this. Didn't I have a game in the Scandinavian? I think I had a game in the Scandinavian one time. It might be on my channel. I played it way back on the ICC back in the day. I'm pretty sure it went like this. Or did I play Queen D8? I don't remember. But I think I had a game like this one time that I beat a GM in. And you can play like strategically against this as black. Like white's pawns are pretty wrecked. So I was trying to do something similar to you, but you didn't take me up on it. Fritz England is Swedish. Oh, interesting. Okay. So here, what's your best chance? Let's see. Rook HF1, Rook DF1. Ooh, is there some problem? Let's say you play Rook HF1. Is there some problem with Knight F2? You know what the problem's probably going to be, guys? I bet my bishop becomes trapped if I go for this. Yeah, I win the exchange, but then E3, key move for white. Always look at ways to prevent your opponent's piece from escaping your side of the board. Then that bishop has no retreat. So it's probably going to be lost soon. So yeah, I could see how that would have been your best chance in that case. And I wouldn't have want to go for Knight F2. E4 I thought was interesting too, because like this visually looks kind of scary to me. So, you know, I probably take here and try to take this, but I don't know. For a blitz game, you definitely have chances here. Okay, thanks for the game. Whitmire, this is our third game. Good luck to you. 1913. I'm still waiting for someone to take me down, guys. Oh, G4. The disrespect. I know the word disrespect has been thrown around a lot in chess recently, but the absolute disrespect. Okay, what is this? I see my queen's under attack. I got you. You know what? You can have the e5 pawn. I don't care. Go take it. G4 speaks for itself. Oh, God. All right. Where to put the queen? Queen e6, maybe. Let's go there. Maybe I take this one. I have a smothered mate threat. Do not blunder knight b5, Whitmire. Okay, they don't. I thought they might have played something like that. Knight takes f3, checkmate. Okay. Can I somehow set up a smothered mate still? Looks difficult. Looks tough. Let's just play bishop c5. Oh, rook g5. Yeah, I saw that move a little late. Do I have to go here? Or queen e7, knight d5? That might be a little dangerous for me. I mean, queen d4 feels kind of like a bailout move. I don't really want to play that. Just because it looks kind of lame, but I think I kind of have to. I think I have to. Knight f5 maybe, but e4 maybe playable. Queen h2 or something there. Okay, let's take here now. And then I'm going to take this. Take the bishop. There is rook e3, by the way. But I think for now we're kind of stabilizing things. Let's play... That's castle. Nah, let's play g6. I'm going to try to keep the pawn. Knight d5, I'll go king d8. I'm really putting some pawns on some somewhat sketchy looking squares, but I am up a pawn still, so I'm going to try to keep it. Good move. Good move. Let's go here. To be a super grandmaster, you have to be a little crazy. Do you agree, John? I don't think so. I don't really think so. I don't think crazy is like the right word. I think you have to be extreme, maybe. Because to achieve amazing things, like you have to be an extreme person in many endeavors. So, you know, would you quantify spending 10 hours like moving little pieces of wood around a board extreme in pursuit of excellence? Or would you classify that as a little crazy? Maybe. Nowadays, they're just using computers, but I like to think back to the old days where they're actually pushing the pieces around for hours on end. Yeah, but Fabiano is a pretty normal dude. I've met him before. Let's go h5. I'm not too worried about my knight here. I think I can escape if needed. There is e4, but I don't actually see how white attacks my knight effectively if that move. Okay. Can I like surround white's rook? I got to play a little bit faster. Take. Bobby is not too bad at chess. I concur. Oh, mouse slip. All right. Thanks for the game, Whitmire. Really interesting. Your position might not have been bad in the middle game. Like maybe around here, rook g5. I wonder if you have enough for the pawn at this point. Almost. Ooh, but definitely if I didn't play the best move, which I didn't. f5 I didn't even think about. I probably should have thought about these moves. Queen d4 is bad because of what? Take, knight d5. Bishop e3, it did seem like you lost a little momentum there. This actually looks like an England Gambit, kind of, in some way. So this is apparently what you should do. And you're looking good here. So you were fine. You had a chance. You had a serious chance against me. I can't recommend playing the way that I did against this with queen g6. But it was fun. Thanks for the game. Zojeme. You're up next. 1941. Did I improve by meeting Fabi? Well, I met Fabi at the Reykjavik Open um, many years ago. Someone might be able to look it up. I want to say it was like, was it as far back as 2012? It might have been 2012. It was the year he won it. I think he only played it maybe once or twice. But I met him in Iceland. Really nice guy. I had never talked to him. I had seen him at tournaments before. I saw him when he was younger, like up and coming in US tournaments. But the thing I remember about the Reykjavik Open is that on the final day, like after the last round, he had won the tournament and he was there with his father and they were getting ready to leave, I think the next morning. And we were out, I was out with some other players from the tournament having dinner at this place. And the invited players and the title players, they got like these coupons basically that they could use and get free meals at places in Reykjavik. It was actually a pretty sweet setup. And, Iceland is a small country. Reykjavik is a small city by most standards for a major, capital city or whatever. So he had these coupons and he was leaving the next day and he's like, hey, he came over to our table. I was sitting with maybe 4 or 5 people. He's like, hey, like I'm heading out tomorrow. I have some free meal tickets if you guys want to use them if you're staying for another couple days or whatever. And he just gave us like his entire book of coupons. And we ate for free the next few days. And I had personally like never spoken to him in person. I got to be careful here. I would lose this piece, so I got to bail out with this move. So I thought that was just like really nice of him. Like he didn't have to do that, but he did. You're right, John. It was in 2012, 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah. I played that tournament a few times. That was the first time I was there. The Reykjavik Open. So I'm up a pawn here, but I still have to consolidate a little bit. What is your level of skill in fixing cars? Probably not very high. Probably my elo is like 900 for that. Oh, nice. Boom shakalaka. You talked him in the candidates. That's cool. Try to pivot the knight in here. Seems like white has lost the thread a little bit the last couple of moves. This is tough, though. I think white's going to lose material now. Take, take, take. I can win another pawn. Can I do better than that? I think that should be pretty good, so let's go for it. Gonna take. This might be a little bit greedy, but I do win the a4 pawn, so I'm up 2 pawns now. If rook here, I can take here with the pin. Rook takes, take. 900chess.com or Lichess, right? Yeah, I think I can take this. My guard's always a little up when it comes to these back rank ideas, but I see no problem with this. If my pawn were on g7, this would be a terrible blunder, right? Because take, queen takes, rook takes f8, king takes f8, check. Very important, my king can bail to g7. Oh, that's cool, Craddock. Bill Lombardi used to play you in Union Square. Very cool. All right, let's take now. Probably b6. There's rook c7, though. Okay, this is still going to be a little bit tricky to convert. I'm going to go here, I'm actually going to offer to return one of the pawns. Possibly 2 pawns. I don't know that this is the right call. Probably not. Maybe rook c7 was better there for white. But now I can bring my king over. I'm still up 2 pawns. That's the nice thing about being up material. So I think this is a technical win now. But maybe white could have defended better there. Look for rook a4. Let's give a check. Still a little bit tricky. Rook a3, I'll go check here. Push the king as far away as possible. And I think next maybe like b4 looks pretty good here. I think I can play the pawn to e5 and then use my king and my pawn to come up the board. Okay, e5 kind of cuts across my plans a little bit, but probably take. Could just come over and win that. I kind of like this move too, but yeah, let's go here. We somewhat widen the beachhead again, right, guys? Oh yeah, how is Magnus doing today in the AIM chess tournament? I was talking earlier. I did see his loss to Gukash. Congrats to 16-year-old Gukash for beating Magnus. Hopefully that didn't spoil it for people interested in that event. Youngest ever to beat Magnus when Magnus was the world champion. He beat Prague's record. No stalemates, please. Check. And White can step forward to mate. But White loses on time. Okay, thanks for the game. Yeah, so I think you didn't really recover from that loss of a pawn. Your position around here actually looks pretty good. I think I would throw in the move h3 if I were you to stop bishop g4. Yeah, that's a good move. h3, restrict black's chances here. I'm kind of cramped, so if you can shut down my minor pieces, it stands to reason that you're probably better in this position, almost certainly. Magnus is 2 out of 4, 1 loss, 2 draws, 1 win. Okay, so he'll still make the next leg of the tournament, most likely. I think they have one more day of preliminaries. Okay, thanks for the game, Zoe. Who's up next? Porafera. Hey, been a while since we've played. Good luck to you. Eric Hansen blundered his rook today. Well, I saw a game Eric posted on Twitter, actually, I saw right before I went live. He was in some Sicilian position from the white side against, can't remember who he was playing. It might have been Gukash again, actually. And it was some Sicilian position where black played knight takes d4. Like Eric's opponent took a knight on d4 that he had, and Eric was pawn storming. He was castle queen side, and he was pawn storming on the king side. And his pawns, I think, were already on like g4 and h5. And he played the move h6, like in response to knight takes d4. Like he didn't even take it back. And it's a terrible move. But Eric posted on Twitter, like, my moves are so bad, like even my mouse slips look like just blunders. He said something to that effect. Poor guy. Also, Daniel Naroditsky is playing too. So those of you who like following the streamers that you see on Twitch, YouTube, etc., you might be interested to check that out. Let's go queen f3. I'm going to play this kind of aggressive. How's Danya doing? Last I saw, he was like even score, maybe -1. He's had a lot of draws, but I think he was on like -1 or maybe even. Bit of a tough call for black here. I mean, castling's a normal looking move, but there's already some pressure black has to deal with, and I wonder if this move now is good for me. There's heat coming down on c3 though, so I do have to be careful myself. I think let's castle. Let's just bail before making any firm decision. This knight's definitely oppressive for black. Very annoying. I feel like I'm on the verge of getting some tactic here. Take. What's the follow-up there? I've got 2 bishops. But where's the real knockout? I'm not seeing it. I really want to go like queen h3. Bishop g5 came to mind too. Bishop g5, knight takes e5, pawn takes, take there. Here I feel like black can diffuse it, like take, pawn takes, knight e4. I think I'm just going to bank the bishop pair. We'll just go with that. I'm looking for something good here, though. Just not quite seeing it. So let's go bishop d6. Might need to just play this strategic, double up the rooks. Let's do that. What's the downside of 15 queen h3? Yeah, 15 queen h3. I liked take and then knight e4, although maybe I had f3. Maybe f3 is the move I was missing there. We'll take a look at that afterwards. Mamedyarov has been an absolute beast. Yeah, he's been playing incredible chess. Well, he beat Geary in a really nice game. He destroyed Rapport with the black pieces yesterday. Yeah, Mamedyarov's been on a rampage. I mean, when Mamedyarov is on, he has kind of a volatile playing style. Really dynamic. But when he's on, I mean, he is an absolute force. Like, he's really, really fun to watch. Okay, here too, I'm trying to like sack something like here and then this or something. Looks interesting. I just don't really buy it. I got to start hurrying up though. Take, check. All right, I think I'm just going to take. And then take here. Then probably check. Let's not get back rank though. Let's go G3. Now, will black choose a dynamic position or attack? Can I go here? All right, I'm going to try something interesting, guys. I'm going to go here. I'm trying to come into this square. Or possibly D8. B8, rather. With my time situation, this is kind of risky. There's also bishop h7. Ooh, that might have been good too. Bishop h7, king takes, rook takes f8. But I'm going to try to be a little more ambitious. When you got this situation, you got to try to capitalize on it. So that's what I'm attempting to do here. I think my king is safe enough. Maybe there's some slight perpetual ideas I got to dodge. I don't know. This is complicated. Okay, black's really using their time now. Goes there. Okay. Let's play this in. Because now I think the problem for black is I can just hide my bishop. Hide the bishop? Maybe come here. Oh, wait. He didn't take the pawn. Was that a mouse slip? I think he was trying to actually take the pawn on b2. I was like, wait, that queen is not in the right spot. That's funny. Too funny. Okay. Thanks to the game, Porifera. Let's check. Like, can you actually play in this position? Can you play queen takes d3? I go here. Check here. Check. Does this secure you a draw? This is a common pattern, so this might secure you a draw. Oh, but here you don't have check here. Okay, I didn't see that. So this is apparently pretty good for me, but I missed mate in 4. Wow. Oh, that would have been so nice. Yeah, cash your dreams. Good line. Cash your dreams. Just put the line in chat. I didn't see bishop takes h7 at all until after I had played queen f4. Oh, this would have been so nice. Once you get going with the line, you're like, yeah, okay, that wins. And the rook on e7. Very awkward situation. Ooh, bishop takes h7. I should have seen that one. Should have seen it. And I had it on the previous move, too. Yeah. I had it even here. I didn't need to play g3, all that. Hello, learn, practice, improve. Thank you for joining. So this is still winning, apparently. But would have been way nicer to play bishop h7. Way more forcing. That is a cool pattern. Absolutely. So that was on as soon as knight f8 was played. So that means this whole sequence is probably just good for me. And knight e7, yeah, big time mistake. Black's under pressure here. They're facing the 2 bishops with 2 knights, but not in a position where the knights are very effective. That's wild, though. Also kind of wild, it doesn't even want me to take on e7, even though that wins. Okay, now it does, but it was also saying this is just really good. You nearly took on h7? I don't think so, right? I don't think I was mentioning that idea until after. I think only right here, like after queen f4, did I actually see bishop h7. But I'll have to go back and watch that. Now I'm second guessing myself. All right, thanks for the game, Porifera. Queen h3, let's just check if that's any good too. Okay. Most of the moves it's giving. Rook b3, I can't say that was on my radar at all. So if queen h3, can black diffuse this? Yes. Take. And if pawn takes, trying to force the knight to move. Knight e4. Okay. And what if like take and then f3? Queen d2. Okay, so there's various counterattacking moves because I am pretty heavily allocated to the king side here. Looks like black can counterattack. So maybe a bit of a passive position out of the opening for you, Porifera. Yeah, I actually think this like bishop g4 move is not the best due to knight e5. All right, thanks for the game. We have time for maybe 2-3 more games, guys, on this 2-hour Lichess Plays extravaganza. Hello, Dhruv Jain. Hey. Are you the Dhruv that's been watching my channel for a long time? I remember your name. All right, Apocalypse Variation. Here we go. I play this line every once in a while. Today, Super GM Arjun lost against I Am Aditya. Yeah, well, Mittal is really good. So that doesn't shock me. He's really, really good. He's a super I Am. All right, A6. A6 is interesting. It guards the B5 square. All right. We're going to go Goblin mode against Solzet. We're going sicko mode. Black seems a little hesitant, so I'm going to try to attack. Black's being very careful. These are good moves. A6, I think, is pretty decent. But we're going to put black to the test. Yes, super aggressive. Oh, it is you, Drew. Yeah, since I had 2,000 subs, we even played once. You crushed me. Well, thanks for continuing to watch my content, man. Always good to see familiar names in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, Solzet's going to crash and burn here. Too many pawn moves and a kind of awkward knight move. Apocalypse is almost as cool as a name as the Hyper Accelerated Dragon. Yeah. You know, the reason I discovered this line, I don't think it's like that good for white, but it's interesting. And you know the Caro Khan's like super popular right now. But I happened upon it because in the early days of Chessable, and some of you guys out there might not know, but I'm a co-founder of Chessable. So we started the site in late 2015 and we launched in 2016. So this was probably like later in 2016, maybe 2017. There was an IM who submitted a course. He was one of like our first like course creators on there. He's not really active on the platform anymore, I don't think, but he submitted like a little repertoire for white with e4, and he recommended this line against the Caro Khan. And I had never seen this line. Like knight f3, I always thought if black played this way, like you were going knight c3, playing the two knights. But he's like, yeah, this is the Apocalypse variation. You get an outposted knight. There's ideas with bishop b5, possible pressure against f7. He's like, in practice, it's like hard for amateurs to play against this. And that's been borne out. I've tried this. I've like stopped short of like recommending it to students in like serious play because it's not like that promising for white, but it's fully playable online and it's interesting. It's not a gambit, but just an interesting twist on playing against the Caro. And it's got a cool name. That's the best marketing. All right, let's take. No, I don't think I've seen that video, M. Walker. Shanklin played it in 2019 versus Ding Loren, so definitely playable. Oh, interesting. I didn't know about that. Only play openings with cool names? Yeah. You could construct an opening repertoire based on that principle. All right. Black's putting up a good fight here. Let's go knight f3. So to Solzet's credit, they kept fighting. This is a safe pre-move because it's only going to register if black moves the rook. I think I can take this pawn. There's bishop c6, but I think at best black only gets the material back. The Archangel, the Apocalypse, and the Dragon, yeah. And if you want a really branded opening, you want to go like full corporate, you can play the Nescafe Frappe attack against the Benko Gambit. The Nescafe Frappe attack. Rook e1, I'm always just going to block. No problem. All right. Thank you, Solzet, for the game. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so you ran into Apocalypse now. I think here you should play knight f6. Go ahead and play knight f6. Like, block the attack here. Kind of play from there. So thanks for the game. All right, let's get 2 more games in. Let's play 1 more regular game against XXXM Cronin, and then we'll play the blindfold game, as usual. We got to end with a blindfold game. Very important. Let's play Smith-Morra Gambit here. Oh, yeah, you could play the Major City series of openings, too. Or countries, absolutely. What about the Death Star Megatron Hurricane 3000 opening? I'll have to learn that one. The hillbilly attack. Yeah. I think Magnus plays that from time to time. He likes that. All right, knight g6. Now, I know this isn't the move, but I'm going to play it. It's a thematic move in the Smith-Morra. I'm going to go for it. I don't think you're supposed to play it here, but I could be wrong, too. Those of you who play the Smith-Morra can probably relate to this. Like, you know knight d5 is an idea. It's sometimes not clear, like, when you should play it. But I'm going to do it now. Because it's intimidating. If take. I mean, this open e-file, yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't even take the knight, as you can see. Now what to do? Bishop f4 seems obvious. There's bishop g5. Bishop f4, I guess, like, they can always take. What to do here? h4, maybe? I mean, that would be kind of wild and interesting. Let's go h4. Who cares? I don't really know how to meet bishop c5, so when in doubt, we're going to push Harry. Let's go. The knight's just chilling in the center. Whatever. Let's just keep going. You can still take it if you want. I don't think black's going to take it now, though. Oh, okay. My read is off once again. Still, though, this looks like a lot of fun. We're all having fun here. Is the Blumenfeld Gambit dead? I don't know, actually. Good question about the Blumenfeld. Oh, I might be potentially, like, immortalizing black here. Can I do this now? We got to play this move. Guys, this is starting to look really good. I'm going to try to make... black plays that. I wanted black to move the knight so I could maybe do this. All right. I guess we're going to play this. Queen takes coming. I wanted more. I wanted more excitement. This is still looking interesting, though. King takes would blunder this. I mean, I might not even be better here. It's possible I'm worse in this position. Very possible. Let's go here. Ooh, but if this, I have this move. That's actually pretty important. I'm just noticing. Bishop e6, counterattack. Okay, clever, clever. I think we should keep pieces on board. So let's go here. All right, now I'm starting to like my position. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get my knight into one of these squares. It's going to be tough, though. But maybe possible. Because black's going to try to hide in the shadow of this pawn. So if I can work that knight in, then we're golden. But it's going to be tough. It may be darn near impossible, actually, but I feel like I'm missing something here, but I don't know. It's just the knight is the piece I got to get involved. Okay, let's just go rook e1 to start. I need to play a little bit faster. I'm not even... Gotta stop bishop takes f2. I'm not even concerned about losing that pawn, because strangely, black taking that pawn would do me a big favor. I think black immediately loses if they take this pawn. So I wouldn't expect them to do that. Okay, let's go here. Still pretty interesting. Material is actually equal here. Black playing well. Ooh, a5. That's a weird one. Wants bishop b4, I guess. I'm still looking for the knight coming in. Somewhere. No particular threat with this move because this is defended. Okay, I guess my opponent wants bishop d6. Fair. All right, let's go here. We're just wiggling in. Still looking. Getting harder to play for black, though. Maybe they could simplify, like trade e1, rook e8. Because I can't take the bishop at the end on g4. Black's going to run out of time, though. Black is going to flag. I'm still searching for some, like, brilliant win. But it's not easy. f4. Hide. f5. Oh, we might get it in the end. Yeah, black had no time, though. So a bit of a anticlimactic finish here, you know? Oh, I had queen takes c8. That would have been good. Ah, there we go. There's our finish. Can promote. All right, thanks for the game, Cronin. Appreciate it. Real complicated. Yeah, and knight d5. Is that the move? Let's verify. Masters database, no games found. There's going to be games in the Lichess database, right? Yeah, more build up required. Oh wow. Oh, okay, so maybe my bishop b3 move. Yeah. Okay, my bishop b3 move was unusual. So usually they're playing bishop g5, queen e2. Okay. Not very good stats for black, which is one thing you kind of have to accept in the Smith-Morra if you're going to play it. Some of the historical percentages for white are not good for the player with the white pieces. So it seems like it was justified here. If black takes, I have compensation. Because black has problems with the e-file. Yeah, and by the time we get here, I'm doing well. h6. That's the key to everything, guys. Push the h-pawn. Ooh, knight g4, knight g5 was the move here. Knight g5, opening the way for queen h5. Uh-huh. Not even taking here. Maybe keep open the option of taking with the bishop. Yeah, that was the big thing I missed. And then once we get here, it's basically equal. Fascinating. Black played pretty well. It's a good game. All right, time for the final game, guys. Let's go to our preferences. We're going to click on Blindfold Chess. You guys all have this option too if you ever want to play Blindfold. This is tradition on Lichess plays. I'm playing a Blindfold game against whoever I get. Okay, opening theory, 1891. If you guys want to see the actual pieces, go follow me on Lichess. If not, you can just stay tuned here. Nothing is wrong with the broadcast. I'm playing a Blindfold game. My opponent's not here, though. All right. Solaby, you're the opponent. Let's go. All right, I'll play e4. I usually play d4 in my blindfold games, but let's go e4. Good luck, Solaby. Knight f3. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. Always a pleasure. The highlight of my Sunday, Lichess plays. Make sure to check out all the features on Lichess. Consider becoming a Lichess patron, too. You get the wings next to your name, and most importantly, you can support the site. Lichess is a non-profit, and it's pretty darn cool. We all know that. It's a true gift to the chess community. Okay, I'm attacking d6 here. I can develop and put pressure on this pawn pretty nicely. Black's already in, I'd say, quite a bit of trouble here. Yep, knight e5, good move. Do I have knight b5? Knight b5, queen a5 check, I guess. So let's castle. Let's castle. Let's let things simmer. Okay, now I think knight b5 is going to be the move. Black just attacked my knight. This looks winning because I'm hitting this. There's too many weak points here. And no longer is there a check on a5. So black's going to collapse after this move unless I misplay or misvisualize something. Pause to reflect. Greetings, first-time chatter. We've had a lot of first-time chatters today. Says, I take it this is for visualization practice. This is mostly for fun, but yeah, blindfold is kind of an interesting way to challenge yourself on occasion. And, you know, it must be said, if you're training chess the right way, you're working through tactics where you're taking your time and trying to visualize everything, then you are getting practice with your blindfold play, really, like seeing several moves ahead. Acratic says, good lesson, don't play c5 after d6 and e5 takes c4. Yeah, exactly. That's a common move to try to boot the knight, but it creates a huge weakness on d6 and also the d5 square. And black's paying the price here. Okay, king f8, so I can take this one. I'm just thinking if I can play bishop h6 as well, but I think taking here is good. Take the free piece. I'm also hitting the knight here, which is kind of weak because this is weak too. Okay, rook d8, that's a counter-attacking move. Pretty good try, I think. Because if I take f6, black takes d6. So maybe queen f3. But then they can take there. I have knight c4, maybe. Knight c4 might be like the real clinical way to do this. Little, oh no, my queen moment. But I like this one, actually, because it hits here. And I think in the end, this hanging knight is going to be a problem. Even if black takes one of my rooks. Yeah, let's take. The fact that this knight is hanging is just killer. So remember, black has played g6. So even though black can play a takes b6 here, it shouldn't matter. King e7. Okay, so knight d5 now is a move I see right away. Let's do that. Coming back to the square, that weakened square. Hit this and this because there's a rook behind. Yeah, take this one. So I'm up a rook now. This hits this pawn. My king's on f1. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to blunder the c2 pawn just to try to simplify. Knight takes c2, I'll go rook c1. Because the bishop guards this square and e3 is also guarded, that knight will be trapped. No arrows, John. It's blindfold. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I got to give you guys the instructional points here. I'm trying to show you guys what's going through my head with the arrows. Take this. Bring the king up now. Plenty of time on the clock. Okay, probably infiltrate with the rook next. Take this one. Take this one. Just an endgame now, where I'm up material. Let's go G3. We'll stop the king or the pawns from coming up. Pawn F4. Let's give a check here, just to control the enemy king a little bit. Take. Now I've got that king kind of caged. It's like trapped here. Take this pawn. And maybe B4. Push. Push. And now let's go for this check. There we go. Okay. Thank you for the game, Solo B. So, yeah, that was instructive in the sense that kind of like what someone was mentioning in the chat, that C5, although a tempting move, you see this sometimes in the Philidor and also the Sicilian. Although it boots the knight, it does weaken these squares quite a bit. So I would not recommend that because, yeah, D6, D5 just becomes super, super tender. Oh, thank you, Bass. Says, get your GM, John. Do it for us streamers. I still might at some point. Still might. Yeah, so the position is just too tough. This is collapsing for black. Queen C7 probably didn't do you any favors either because you're walking into the knight B5 idea. I guess maybe your last chance here that I can think of is to play A6. A6 and stop the knight B5 move. Engine says move your queen again. But I think I would have done this personally. But it's pretty rough. You're behind in development. It's tough to make moves. This knight's probably going to hop in here at some point. Difficult. All right, so thank you for the game. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Always a pleasure. This was Lichess Plays, 2 hours of 3+0 Blitz. And once again, thanks to Lichess for putting this on. Use the site, use the features. It's built for you guys, the chess players, and it's completely free. Always will be. So thanks again. You all have a good day and a great week. I'll see you guys next Sunday, hey? All right, and enjoy all the tournaments that are being broadcast. And we're going to raid someone here. All right, later, everyone. We'll see ya. Raiding Javi Chuela. Good stuff. Take care.